All right, let's work on Shure SM81 microphones. We'll take them apart and get one working. This one came back from a gig. It said Rattle, and it's missing a screw. This one here came out of the parts bin. I grabbed it to fix the other one. It's got mucky muck around the grill. It's missing its high pass filter knob, so I can steal bits from it. Let's go ahead and test them out and see what we got. So we'll try the one from the gig first. And yep. Hello. I'll put a little foam grill because the pops are messing with things. Hey. All right. And we have ourselves a mic that works. See what this Rattle's all about. Okay, so I think we can solve that. And 10 dB pad ring is on upside down. Someone probably took it apart to figure out what was wrong with it. Let's go ahead and check out this parts mic. Oh, it works. That's cool. Hey. All right, and we have a functioning mic here. It's not pretty. I guess we could order a new capsule and get this working, or we'll use it for parts for something else. After we're done, we have a new preamp or whatever on the inside. And let's see if this rattles. And it does not. All right, let's get into this. Fun. So the first thing we want to do is take off the capsule. We can unscrew this, and like many condenser mics with removable or changeable capsules, there's two connections. One's the threads and the gold pin in the middle. And set this off to the side. Next, we've got our 10 dB pad, and this allows us to turn down the output of the capsule going into the mic preamp. A lot of condenser mics have pads, and the reason is output of the capsule can overload the input of the mic preamp if you have it on loud sources. The capsule itself can handle the volume, but the electronics can't. And so the pad helps match those two together. So this ring will slide off here. Come on. And we'll put it on the right way. Okay, next we should have a friction ring here. It's a small, thin ring that stops this from moving easily. Like this is pretty simple, pretty easy to move. This one's got a little friction to it. Some of them are real easy to move. So that friction ring is supposed to stop it from moving when it's not supposed to. So whoever took this off or messed with it seems to have lost that part. Next thing we do to get inside of it, we remove the high pass filter. So we want to take the knob off and set it off to the side, and it just snaps right off. All right, next thing is we will take out the pad circuit. Now the pad circuit connects just like the diaphragm. There's a pin down in there and a little receptacle there, and it just slides down and passes just the signal. The shell of the mic is the ground. That's the other half. We need two wires to complete a signal, and a lot of condenser mics work with the shell being half the wire, and the other half comes down the middle. All right, so we screw that down into the mic chassis. It's a reverse thread screw, and we will pull this connector out. Now it should just be on pins. It might have a little friction. There we go. And there's 3 little pins there that plug into the electronic circuit. Cool. And then next we should be able to slide out the guts. Look at that. All right. And normally we would take out an additional screw that is right here, and we didn't have to because it was missing. And that's what this piece is for, is the other side of that screw. That's what that screw screws into, and it slides right into a little pocket here. And we will want to replace that, or not forget to put that in when we put it back together. All right, so here's our mic preamp. The way the pad works is there's a little gold wiper here, and this little gold wiper is a 3rd wire. We have the plus, or the center wire, we have the shell of the mic as a wire, and then we have our 3rd wire, which is that little wiper. And if you look down inside of this, you might not be able to see it in the video, there's a little gold contact on the side of this white thing, this white plastic. And it's a rotating pad, and this ring has got a little tab on it, a little nub, and that nub slides into a notch that's on this here, and it grabs that notch. When you rotate the ring, it rotates this plastic bit here, and when it rotates to the right position, that little gold contact will touch the gold pad in here and pad down the mic, reduce its output. Typically, it's a capacitor, and it's probably that capacitor. Since a microphone, a condenser mic, is a capacitive element, putting a capacitor in parallel with the mic capsule will reduce it down. Let's go ahead and take a look inside the other mic. We'll pull that apart. And look at that. That's not even the right screw. This has been replaced by a bootleg. This is a wood screw. Let's open it up and see what's in there. Fun. Keep the stuff separate. Oh, and there's that ring I was talking about. There's that friction ring. We'll steal that from the old one. And here's our 10 dB pad circuit. And we will then slide out our mic guts. All right, okay, so what has happened here, it looks like, is there some adhesive that's filled that hole where that brass thing went. This is missing, and there's glue in there, and someone's put a wood screw in to that. All right, I guess that's a fix. Let's see if we got the right screw. And just for that purpose, I have a few screws I've collected over the years, and we want a flat head, and this looks like it might work. Give it a shot. And sure enough, look at that, threads right in. We didn't find the rattle, but I'll tell you what it is. This piece here that fell out, and the screw's missing, it's gonna rattle. So we need that screw to hold that piece. I think that's just to align this so the high pass filter switch doesn't get pressure on it, because this is pinned between this connection here, sliding into there, and then the connection on top. So this is kind of floating, and then high pass filter is in the middle. This is the alignment for that, to keep everything centered up. All right, so let's go ahead and put this back together. So the first thing we want to do is put this piece in here, and with the high pass filter lined up with the hole. Next, we want to see if this new screw works. Yep, so I tilted it down so it fell that way. Get nice and snug so it doesn't come out. And we have a shiny new screw there. Next, we'll put in this XLR connector because it's simple adventure. Doesn't matter really what order we do this. And we're screwing inward for that to rise up on the reverse thread screw. Next, we want our pad, and the little notch on here has to go to the top, and it lines up with the opening slot here. It doesn't really matter how it goes in, as long as you can see that in the slot, and you push it all the way in so it's snug. Next, we're going to want to put on our friction ring. Then we're going to grab the better of the two rings here, and we're going to put it on right side up, and we're going to line this little plastic tab up with the slot, and then we'll grab the better of the two capsules, put that on top. Make sure our pad works, which it does. And finally, we will put in our switch. And there's a little nub that's a little bit bigger there, and that can line up with the flat spot. Grab this and push it down till it snaps. Cool. And check for function. And we have ourselves an assembled microphone. Let's test it out. Oh, shake it. No rattles. Hey, hey, hey. 2, 2. Hey, hey, hey. Yep. And that's in -10. Let's check the pad. Hey. This is at 0 dB. Hey. And it's louder. And we have a working mic. Hello. Yep. And this is, it's all distorted because I took the high pass filter off. Let's go ahead and put that back on. Hey, 2. Yep, there we go. And that was a good example of overloading the mic preamp with the capsule. All the low end of my voice being close, overloaded the preamp. We got all that dirt and fuzz. And that'll do it for today. That's it. SM81's easy to take apart and work on. Didn't have to get into the preamps, and I'm not going to muck with stuff that doesn't need to be fixed because it isn't broken. All right, I'll do more.